welcome to the show. Today we've got Lord Stuart Cameron Thompson from Irvine in Scotland joining us. And as always, my co-host Jean Spears from Glasgow.
Hi.
Hello Stuart, welcome to the show.
Good morning to Jean, good morning Gary.
Good morning. Well Stuart, we'll start off with just a bit of background on yourself, how you got into the movement and that, eh?
Okay, I basically started when I was 5 years old. My gran had been dead for about 15 years. And my gran came and spoke to me and said to me, you need to tell your mum something. And I'm like, okay, I'm 5 years old. My mum's really like, I'm like, no, I don't like to do this. I'm not going to do this. So as you do, build up the courage. Go and say to her, Mum, Gran's not happy with you. Why would that be? You wouldn't even know Gran. Right, okay, I do know Gran. She comes and talks to me on a daily basis. This is why. And she's like, right, okay, so what is it then? Well, she's not happy because you changed the marmalade. She used to eat green marmalade and you need now eat orange marmalade. And she just looked at me and went, well, how would he know that? How would he know that?
Yeah.
And then I said to her, remember Gran used to have a stick that she used to pull my leg with when I was a wee boy? I said, well, she wants you to take it back out the cupboard with all the wee pin badges on it. And she's like that. She just looked at me and went, as you do again, like as if to say, right, okay. And then I had imaginary friends who would come, well, they weren't even imaginary. I knew they weren't imaginary, they were all just people going about me who wanted to speak to me. Mm-hmm. And it just continued from there. It went on and on and on and on and on. But I don't have any sort of massive team of people who like works with it. Like I have to go and work with. I don't have managers and all sorts of stuff. I'm just a lone wolf. I just work myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Stuart. How do you think the movement greeted you when you came out at first?
No, that's a hard question. I don't think I was accepted. A lot of people say to me that I'm very flamboyant. When I do a delivery, I deliver it in a way that is entirely different from what anybody else has ever seen. I'm more kind of, I want to tell a story, if that sounds right, but I want to bring in the love, the laughter and the light as a deliver. But I don't think people like that. I think a lot of people are so used to monotone, which is not a thing for, I don't think that brings a true message to somebody when somebody's speaking in monotone.
Yeah.
But the movement just now, I think, is, I don't even know where to start. It's just like too many.
What do you think, excuse me, is the biggest problem just now?
Do you want me to heartfelt and be open and honest?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Too many egotistical people trying to be better than what they are. Everybody has one boss. That's a man above. You shouldn't be crossing the line in any matter of means at all. You shouldn't be charging an absolute fortune for messages. Like I had a woman contact me the other day. Somebody was charging her £180 for a message for 25 minutes. And I said, did you tell them no? And she said, yes. But he then continued looking back and said to me, I'll do it for £20 cheaper, for £160. And I said, did you tell him no? And she said, yes. I said, you know what? I'll give you a free message. And you go back and tell him, I'll give you a free message. I said, because you're needing a message and you shouldn't be getting fleeced to get a message.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did.
Good.
Well done. Well done.
So, what do you feel about the alleged dress code for doing churches?
Oh, here we go. This is obviously aimed at myself. Well, I will never go to a church suited and booted because there's people in that audience who couldn't afford to be suited and booted.
Yeah.
Well, I go how I feel comfortable. I go in my dress shirt and dress shorts, and I wear flip-flops which I take off because I serve with my bare feet. I don't believe that people should turn up to church with tight trousers, jogging suits, bits hanging out here, there and everywhere. I believe that you should work to feel comfortable, so you are working in an environment that is good for you.
So how do you think that's going down with other mediums?
Well, I'm not liked for what I wear. I've been told by numerous people that he'll lower the tone of your church, etc., etc. Well, I have to say that I haven't lowered the tone of any church, and I've been invited to loads of churches, so I'm obviously not lowering the tone. I'm obviously doing something which is right and correct, and that's exactly what I'm going to continue to do.
Yeah.
Good
It's
for
not
you.
about what you wear, Stuart. It's about you doing what you deliver. That's the way I see it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Why do you think people are threatened by you?
Oh, well. I believe that I was chosen, and I'm not going to take that back.
No.
Because when I give messages, and both of you have saw me work, I don't just give a snippet. I'll give a detailed message. And
Yeah.
that's where I think where they're threatened by me. I don't say I've got wee genie, I've got whatever. I'll tell you exactly what I'm picking up, what I'm getting, and I'll go and work in the crowd. I don't stand at a table. I need to go close to the people so that the connection is pure, and then I'll give them the truth.
Yeah. So, do you believe that to work clairvoyantly, there has to be a distance between you and the person?
Well, I don't really know about working psychic. I don't even know if I've ever done that. I don't think I have done that. I know when people, you can see, because they drift away and there's a different kind of talk, they'll start to talk differently. It's not as if they're connected with the person, they're just stabbing in the dark, if that's a word to use.
Absolutely. So, what do you think of people who portray themselves to be all that and a bit more?
Nobody should be any different from anybody else. We're all in this movement supposed to be as a team.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're going to have people who think that I'm better than him, I'm better than her, he's better than me, he shouldn't be doing it, then the movement needs to be re-looked at in some form of way. I mean, people you stand there and you speak to the man above before you start working. But after they've stopped that, it's entirely different people. That's not the same person that I see in a church that I see on Zoom rooms or whatever it is when they want to cuss and swear and do whatever they like.
Yeah. So, how do you think we have to be respectful to the spirit world when we're demonstrating?
I would say personally, you shouldn't give anybody anything it's going to be hurtful to them. You shouldn't open up something that you can't take control of. I also think that when people go to the church, they want a message. They don't want somebody standing there and giving philosophy for 40 minutes or whatever. They want to be given a true, accurate message. As quick as 3 to 7 minutes, move on, the next person, connection, move on. And I think now the movement has changed because a lot of people think that folk want to listen to how they started and about who's this and who's that and where they were if they're saying new members and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't make any difference who you are. No difference at all.
No. So, do you think if someone gets up to do an address and they're spending too much time, do you think the chairperson should stop them?
I believe myself, somebody should not stand any more than, I would say, 5 minutes giving a spiritual address. And if you continually let that run, that's eating into your message time.
Yeah.
So the chairperson on the table should be saying, no, you need to stop. I've brought you here to give messages, not to give your life story.
Yeah. Some people think everybody wants to know who they are. And in all honesty, I think people are just there to hear for their loved ones and they really don't care who you are. If you turn up and you can do the job, then they don't really care. Have you ever been a member of the SNU?
No. And the reason why is I don't want to be a member of the SNU is I don't want to be like a school teacher doing books after every service, filling in books and doing all this. I'm a free spirit, and that's how SNU to me is a money-making organisation.
Absolutely.
They don't seem to give back. They just seem to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think that impacts on the poor people?
What, the poor mediums?
Uh-huh.
Well, they obviously, some of them can't afford it, and a lot of people will think that, well, he's better than me because he's got an SNU or a CSNU, but whatever it is. But they shouldn't be any different. I mean, if you're honest, if I had £1,200, I'd rather go on holiday. I wouldn't want to go on 2 training courses.
Exactly. So, to get the CSNU award, you're assessed only on one day. So you could be lucky and get a good connection on that day, but that's not to say you're an excellent medium.
You're only as good on the day. That's what I was always told, and that's what I always believe.
Yeah. Well, I believe you're only as good as your last message, and I'll stick by that, because sometimes I think if I maybe had not so good a night and I give myself a kicking all the way home, and then the person will text me and say, oh, that message was great, and I think, what was I kicking myself for? So I've learned not to do that, because once I've done it, I've done it. I can't take it back. So what do you do if you have not such a good night?
If I have such not a good night, I ask myself, was the connection or was it a barrier? Did somebody have a barrier and they wouldn't let me past? Or were they sitting there taking information and thinking, well, he's telling me this, I don't want him to know, I'm not going to open up, I'm not going to be truthful, I'm just going to be there. And then that's when you get flung. It's just like the same as, see if I get a thank you for the church, I know I've done a good job, that's it.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking for a big 4-page dossier to say, thank you's enough, that's it.
Absolutely. Gary, have you got any questions for Stuart?
Yeah, I just wonder, Stuart, see, like when you're on your Facebook and that, and you've got somebody writing something to you, it's not very nice, do you respond to them or do you just ignore it?
I don't really take control. I don't really take control of my Facebook. My wife takes control of my Facebook.
Oh, right.
So she'll tell me there's things there. I have had negative things. I have had a situation where I've had messages sent to me saying that you're devil reincarnated and all just silly, stupid things. And if you believe in God, so why are you doing this? And this stuff like that. But I don't let it get to me.
No,
I mean, I'm a very positive person like yourselves. I mean, you have to be positive to do what we do.
Yeah.
Or this game's a bogey. You just say, well, forget it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, if you go let them get to you, then that would be it. You'd gear up. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean?
What do you think about people who are doing everything but beg online for gigs, for private readings, for whatever?
Funny you should mention that. I saw something last night on Facebook saying that something, I think it was the best team to deliver this stuff and sell out theatres and all stuff like that. I mean, I could probably class myself, you're going to laugh, as an international medium, because I've sat in circles in America and gave mediums. I was on the Mediterranean on my cruise giving readings, so I class myself as an international medium. Don't know.
I know.
So say you only need to do it once abroad and that's it, you are one.
Well, yeah. Allegedly. Well, I could say I'm an international medium as well. Do you know, it's how people enhance themselves, and the best medium in Scotland. Well, where was the competition? Because I missed the application.
Well, that's probably somebody else who is another egotistical kind of background, or is trying to be doing things that I'm in the limelight.
Yeah. When they're not really. Do you think some people, when their mediumship is maybe not what it used to be, are grappling to try and get themselves back up there?
I see a lot of people, and this is the word I'm using, a lot of people who will say, I'll serve this, and then they don't turn up.
Yeah.
To me, that's people who need to take a step back and have a look of what's happening in their life, in the spirit and in the spirit world in total, because they're no manifesting, they're no connecting, they're not doing whatever, they're not following their guided meditation, they're not doing their whatever it is in the morning. There's definitely something no right, or they're in with the wrong people and it's all bad energy that they're getting and they need to get rid of it.
Okay. Do you get any more questions, Gary?
Yeah, just how busy are you these days, Stuart? Are you quite busy, are you?
Well, I just did 3 churches in a row there. I did Milton on Monday. I did Troon on I did Milton on Tuesday. I did Troon Wednesday and Enoch Lighthouse last night.
Yeah.
So it's just been like.
And
what I have to say is, I've never chased a church.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
The people come to me. I don't ask them.
Yeah.
I don't believe you should be
You
chasing.
do. I'm saying you do private readings, eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's looking for a private reading for Stuart, as I say, his banner's on the bottom of the page. Certainly look at his page and message him, eh?
Yeah. I totally agree with you, Stuart. I've never chased a church either. If you want me, find me. But what I would do if I find someone who's a really good medium, or I have them at my church and they're well liked in my church and I like how they demonstrate, I don't care what they're wearing. Don't go mad and don't come with a hoodie on and things like that. But if you're reasonably dressed, then I will pass their name on to other people, because everybody's always looking for a new medium.
Well, at my place, you can wear what you like. I don't have any rules, eh? I'm just laid back. You know what I mean? I'm just me. That's just the way it is, Ken. Abdi's Abdi, so Abdi's got their own preferences. But at my place, I don't have any rules, eh?
No.
As long as you can stand up, deliver a message, and you're not upsetting anybody, I'm happy. Okay?
Right. See, I'm much the same. I mean, a hoodie would just be a step too far, I think, because there are some people who come in the congregation dressed like that. So I would rather you were a wee bit different for the congregation. But if you come and you've got a pre-marked shirt on and a pre-marked pair of trousers, I don't really care. As long as you're clean and I can't smell your body, then and you can demonstrate, that's it. But there is a lot of snobbery in some places.
Just 100%. And to me, somebody dressing up in a 3-piece suit or a fancy outfit does nothing. It's the people. The people in the audience want a message. They don't want to look and say you're wearing a designer label or whatever it is.
And I think if sometimes a 3-piece suit and the shirt and tie and all that can be a barrier, because they're kind of like, oh, too snobby for me, or whatever their perceived idea is. So I think a pair of trousers and a nice shirt is better than a 3-piece suit a lot of times.
I don't wear trousers unless I'm going to a funeral or a wedding. I don't wear trousers at all.
Yeah. Right.
Just what you feel comfortable in, Stuart. That's it. That's the way it is. Come on, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm good.
Right,
so so you were mentioning, go back to your childhood, Stuart, when you were learning that. How did your pals see you as you were growing up? Did you mention it to them you had some abilities, or did you keep that to yourself?
No. I used to have a really good intuition, gut intuition. That's what they would say. Things like there'd be a car coming, it'd be mad, absolutely. I'll never forget this one. The car coming, and I said, "Oh, he's going to smash into him." And she's like, "Oh, don't talk silly." And the next minute, bang, she's like, "How did you know?" I says, "Because they told me." And they were like, "Who told you?" I said, "Them." And then we would kind of be like strange at the start, and then my family my dad was terrible. I have to tell you, my dad was terrible. He'd sent me to the hospital with my mum to got something wrong with my head and all that. The doctor said to my mum, so what's he here for? She's whispering, talks to dead people. And she kind of, I was like, he said to me, so what do you do? What's worrying about that? And she said to me, but he talks to them continuously. And she's like that. He said, well, if he's got a gift, you can't take it away from him. You need to leave it. She says, but he's also must have. She says, but he puts out an extra plate at the table. And she's like, but she said, well, that'll be for he's got an imaginary friend. Well, all children can have an imaginary friend. Yeah. But it'll not be an imaginary friend. It'll be somebody who's sitting with him, who feels comfortable with. But my granny's always been here. My granny's always been here. I've always known she's there. And she's quite close. But my dad didn't believe in this at all. But see now when my dad comes through, my dad supports me 100% and says to me, you go and do what you are, you go and do it. That's it. Yeah. He says, because you're helping people. He said, and that's exactly what I missed. I didn't see you were helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least he's learned since he went to the spirit world. Yeah. Do you ever speak to somebody on the phone and you give them a message without trying?
I have done that. I've done that. I don't even know how it happens. Sometimes that'll pick me up like that. See, my friend, I'm kind of so closely connected to her. Some of the things that's happened, you wouldn't believe. Her wee daddy was no well, and I woke up and I had a wee sore wee man, and I said to her, can you get to check your dad's catheter site? And she came back and she went, oh my God. I said, what is it? She said to me, the nurses are just away from here 5 minutes ago, she said to me, and they're saying he's got redness at his catheter site. I said, well, I can't explain, I says, but I feel as if I'm living in your body. And she's like that. I like, but in a good way. She likes it. She kind of likes it. And I kind of think to myself that she's really connected.
Yeah.
Every way like that. I mean, I can tell Susan what she's doing before she does it.
Yeah. And the thing is, because the friendship's so close, because close friends can do that, but with a spiritual connection, it's got to be enhanced, surely. Massive. I know my niece phoned me one day and she said, can I ask you a couple of questions? I said yes. And then I rattled off something and she went, I didn't need to phone, did I? And I said, what do you mean? She said, you've answered 3 questions and you've not spoke yet. I was like, okay then. She hadn't asked and I told her. Okay.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Stuart, for people watching this later on, what would you recommend the day to get into this if they've got some sort of gift, if they feel that they're sensing stuff? How would you tell them to go about learning this?
I think you need to go to a church which is suited to you. Don't just go to the first church that you visit. You need to go to a church where you feel the vibration's good, a good connection, or the person running the church has good spiritual connection. I've went to a few churches. I've got 2 churches which I go to now, which is the Herts on a Monday, and I go to my own church in Nethermains on a Wednesday when I can, if I'm not serving.
Yep. And
both of these churches have good vibration and connection for me. But I also think that people should sit on a mini circle and start bits at a time. Don't think you're going to be the best medium after 6 days or whatever you want to be. You can't. It's physically impossible. This has to be worked at, continually worked at. You can't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to be a medium. Which I see this just now in the movement. That's what I see just now. I mean, rightly or wrongly, it's up to them. If they get into the sticky situation that they can't get out of, good luck to them. That's what I'll say to them.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. People want to be a medium, but they don't want to put in the commitment and the work that's required. Some people, well, one person that I know in particular, and they're out there doing readings and some platform work, and they were in my healing circle one night, and they in Barhead, and they said, "Oh my goodness, I've never felt energy like that in my life," which tells me they haven't sat in a good development circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're in a good development circle, you should feel that love going round. It should be encompassing the whole circle. But to say that in my healing circle, I'm not dissing my healing circle because it's really good, but that's not a proper major.
No. As I say, I've been to many development circles in my days. Never lasted 12 weeks. You go in, you sit there, and they didn't tell you nothing. They didn't explain nothing to you. Tell you to shut your eyes. 10 minutes later, they say, "How did you get on?" Didn't tell you how to do it or nothing. Didn't tell you how to connect, what you should be feeling or nothing. And you sit there going, "All right, there's my money. There you go. I'll come back next week. There's my money." Okay?
And I think that's part of the problem. People will have maybe a load of people in a circle and they're all paying money every week, but they stretch it out. Like not so long ago, someone came and asked me if I knew what an address was. And I said, "Yeah, I certainly do." And they had sat in someone's circle for 6.5 years and didn't know what an address was. So is that no money making?
Yes.
That's just somebody lying in their pockets.
Absolutely.
Brainwashing people, that's a cult.
I know, because when the person asked me, I said, "How long have you been in that circle?" "Oh, 6.5 years. I said, "And you don't know what an address is?" What can you say?
Well, I've got something on my page just now. I've had loads of people asking me, will you start a beginners thing for me? Will you do it on Zoom? Would you do this? And yet again, I've been shot down in flames. I've had messages. I'm not going to tell you who they're from. They'll remain nameless. I'm charging too cheap. Why should I do something for £10 a lesson when folk are charging £40, £50 a lesson? The reason is because I'm egotistical, I'm no money orientated, and folk need the help, and that's what I'm going to do.
And yet again, if it's £40 a class, the poor people never get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely not.
I mean, if the man who developed me, if he wanted money off of me, I couldn't have went to the circle. And I mean, if he wanted £1, I couldn't have went to the circle. At that stage in what was going on in my life, there's just no way I could have gone.
See, the best person who I think was the best first ever medium in my eyes was Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, when he shook the person's hand who came back from war and said, "Oh, sorry about your loss in Afghanistan." That thing touched my heart when I like to read that book to find that, wait a minute here, these people are there. These people have been there for a long time. Yeah. Not just like there. I have a kind of mantra. I say, if you plant the seed, let it grow.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of way that to do it. I mean, a lot of people who go to your circle that I have seen it, they open it back up after it's locked, and I think that doesn't work. But no. that's their remit. That's not mine. So I can't really get involved in what they do, how they do it.
Yeah.
What's that? Sure. What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Well, we have it. Like the circle's closed, but the next time somebody comes along, say,
"All right,
I want to join," they'll let them in.
Yeah.
So we have created all that energy, all the vibration for weeks and weeks and weeks.
And it's at a pot again. Yeah.
Yeah. This new person comes in, and you've got to start from scratch.
Because their energy can totally upset the apple cart.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's someone who knows a lot of you and has got the same kind of vibrational level, it's not going to work out.
Yeah. And I've sat in circles where a person's been next to me, and I've said to the person that's taking it, "I can't sit there," and they're like, "I can't sit there." Why? I say, because that's negativity, pure negativity. I'll work as best as I can, but I can't work with that person there. This person's all right here, but this person's no interested. She's just here to be nosy.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work.
And
I've sat in a few circles like that. Yeah. My old legs were shaking. You feel your legs shaking, and you're going, "This is not right, this energy, Ken. Get me out here, Ken." Your legs are trembling and that, and you're like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Well, the man who as I said, developed me passed away, and someone else took on the circle. And I sat there for the first night, and I was thinking, I could have had my washing done. I wonder if the Waynes have got this for the school, right? And I thought, I'm not coming back, and I never went back. You can't. What's the point of going to a group if you're not learning anything? You know, you're sitting there thinking, I could have had my washing done.
You're just wasting your money, are you? You're just wasting it.
And that had never happened beforehand. Do you know, when
you
I was
getting depressed. You get in the car, you're driving along the road going, what? Again, where's the fucking my day?
Both of you will know, if you enter a church, you'll feel the vibrations straight away.
Yeah.
It's there. If it's not, then you need to bring the vibration. You've got to work.
That's right.
Like, I mean, Jean's church is brilliant, fantastic vibration in the hall, and yours, both of them. I mean, I went in and I felt it straight away. So it's like connections there. Whether I'll go to places and I think to myself, like,
help.
Exactly.
Help.
That's right, help.
We went to do, me and two friends went to do a Christmas special or something. I think it was in Airdrie. And we walked in and one of them whispers to me, how are we going to work in here? The energy's on the floor. So I said to the lady who was running it, I said, can we just take over? She said, yeah, you carry on. And I said, right, everybody please stand up. So everybody stood up and I started saying he's got the whole world in his hands. When we sat down, I said, right, get to work now. And they were laughing. They were like, you're mental. No, you can't work in that.
No. But it works. It works.
And I'm no shy to stand up and sing in front of anybody. I don't care. And especially when there is a vibration.
That's what we've done. Our church, we used to go to on a Monday, they just played a wee bit of music. And then I said to Eleanor, who runs it, I said, do you think we should maybe sing? And she went, what do you mean? Sing? As in, we'll sing songs and whatever. And she's like, well, who's going to sing? I said, I'll sing. I'll lead the congregation. So we started doing it, and see the services now, 100 times better. Total boom.
Yeah.
I had put on Walking on Sunshine on my phone, and I told everybody, get up, sing, you can dance if you like, and got them all singing, I'm walking on sunshine. But the thing is, I'm on the platform going, oh, this, and they love it, because then
well, that would certainly get the energy going, Jean.
It does. Hey. But you could be sitting there and they've no spoke to you, if somebody all week. Well, get up now and join us. It's great.
Yeah.
See, I used to say to the people, turn around and shake the person sitting next to you. And then somebody said to me, oh, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, why should I not do that? Well, you don't know if they don't like each other. Well, that's the whole point yet.
Yeah,
introduce yourself to each other. That's a spiritual thing.
Yep, which is good.
Yep.
So, well, sure, have you got anything you want to discuss while you're on the show? Anything that's popping out your mind?
Just I hope that the movement can slow itself down and we can get back to normality instead of craziness, because it's craziness at this moment in time. It's like folk who do reading on Zoom for somebody in America. Well, I'm an international medium after doing one thing. I'm going to church and I'm doing a reading for somebody there, and you give them a detailed message, and then somebody comes back and stabs you in the back and say to you, well, I don't think that was right. But that's how it is. I think the movement is very, very not politically correct. That's the word I'm going to use at this moment in time.
It's not very spiritual either.
No.
It's
no.
I would say it's kind of chaotic right now, what's going on, because people, as you said, they've never sat in a circle or they've sat in one for half an hour. They have they don't have a backup toolbox should anything go wrong. There are people who give out messages, make somebody cry, and then it's as if they keep going in with the knife and making it worse.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody cries, sometimes we're the vessel to burst their bubble, to allow them to grieve or whatever. But if somebody cries, you have to ask them, do they want you to continue or do they want you to stop? You can't just keep stabbing them.
Some mediums shouldn't be mediums. Shouldn't be on the platform. Yeah,
I've watched it so many times. How people speak or deliver a message in a way that I think to myself, did you actually just say that? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last night I was giving somebody a message. She was sitting with her arms and her legs crossed. There's a ring of spirit all round about her. They're talking to her and she's going, She wouldn't answer. And then she would answer one bit. Then she wouldn't answer. Excuse me. And at the end up, what flew out my mouth was, oh, shut up. Right? But it wasn't my voice. Okay. And I said, oh, sorry about that. And I apologised to the chair. I said, I'm really sorry. And after we finished, the girl sitting beside this woman that I went to was saying, you can understand every bit of that. Why did you keep saying no? So you're up against this kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
And I apologised again to the lady who was cheering. I said, look, I'm really sorry. She said, I watched it, it just flew out your mouth. She said, but wasn't you? It just flew out your mouth. And I said, well, okay. I said, but I would never do that. And she says, you've done my church for long enough. Do you know what I mean? But
I had it last night. There was a family of 4, and the mum was I was giving the message to her daughter, and she kept saying, no. And she turned around and she said, he's telling you the truth. Why are you not going to answer him?
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't want domestics. We're not having domestics, but we'll get there. But I think I said to her, you need to have the evidence right in front of you, and what I'm giving you, you're not liking, because you're like, well, wait a minute here. That's no. Yep.
And that's the truth. They don't want to believe what's going on.
No.
I'll not want to open up in front of Abdi because they can't have these listening to them. So they say, no, can't attack that, no. And then they come to you at half time and say, yes, I could attack that. Yeah, it just matters.
Well, it depends how it's put over as well. Because I went to a young girl last night and she kind of went, oh. And I said, it's okay. I'm not bringing out your business enough to make that quite clear right now. And she went, okay then. So
a lot of people get frightened because they think, there's loads of people here. What's he actually going to say?
Yeah.
Right. What secrets are you going to come out with? That's right. You don't want Abdi kenning what's going on. Ken, they keep it.
Well, I always say what you wouldn't like put on a billboard at the end of your street. Don't be putting it off a platform.
Don't advertise.
Absolutely.
That's right. Well, sure, I think we're just about done for the day, Ken. So I appreciate you coming on and being honest and open. And Jean, have you got anything else, or are we pretty much?
No, I think we're fine. If Stuart's okay with that much.
Yeah, fantastic Friday.
As I say, Stuart, your banner's been going along the bottom, so I hope people contact you, look at your Facebook page, and you get some interest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hope you get that.
Thanks very much, Stuart, and have a lovely day.
You're very welcome, guys. Yeah,
and
thank you
we'll
very much.
After. Okay,
cheers. Thank you very much.
Bye.